Shalom Israel, first and foremost, I do give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shabbat Shem Kakdash, the one to the apostles, and also millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the whole collective of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in Hebrew, B'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Background lesson, and as seen in the title, going to be going to a prelude of what's to come. And going to be going to the situation that took place over there in South Korea where he had martial law declared. But I believe after a few hours it was reversed, but the point still stands. This is what's coming to Babylon the Great, aka America. All hell is getting ready to break loose, which I have an article also to go a little more in depth into the situation. So those of the lesson will be edifying and to the point. So I do want to play these quick 3 videos just to go to the situation at hand. The chaos that's erupting, and this is also a telltale sign that we're near the end of this devil's kingdom. That we're near our Lord Yahweh's return, that we would see uproars of the people in the world. That you would see distress of the nation with perplexity. That you would see sedition among men. These are end-time signs. And these are not to be taken lightly.
국민 여러분께 참대 원내대표 역시 국회 안에 도착한 상태고요. 더불어민주당 의장에 열려있는 국회하고 윤 대통령의 불법 행위에 대해 엄중한 책임을 물어야 한다고 강조했습니다. 조 대표는 국회 앞에서 기자들과 만났는데요. 윤 대통령의 비상 국민
So these comments have to say. And you have people, making light of the situation, saying that's why I was getting good lobbies in League, which, is a video game. So it just keeps happening. I'll need to go straighten things out. See, people are not taking anything serious. But hey, guess what? They will when it comes to America. Babylon the Great. When chaos erupts. Let's continue on with the lessons. Get this article and a few scriptures. But as we read in a few of those comments, people are not taking anything serious, man. But hey, the Lord's getting ready to kick things into a whole nother gear. And going back to the title, this is a prelude, an example of what's coming to America, because you see this devil's especially getting ready to crack down, getting ready to tighten that grip. But as we read this article, get a few scriptures, and we'll close it out from there. It says, martial law came to South Korea, and my friends and I doom scrolled through the night. Now, I was pretty much going to a POV from one of the people that was, looks like that was in the midst of the situation. But it says, since the separation of Korea in 1953, our elders have experienced the suspension of normal civil rights many times, but for the younger generation, this was a horrifying and instructive first. Now, it's at 23 p.m. on 3rd of December in Seoul. I was already in bed, alternating between reading a book and watching YouTube cooking reels. Now, it says that was when Yoon Suk Yeol, the president, declared emergency martial law in South Korea for the first time since 1979. In an unannounced televised address, Yoon said the imposition of martial law was aimed at eradicating pro-North Korean forces and protecting the constitutional order of freedom. So, trying to establish, that control. And he's also especially what Esau Edom wants, total control. But immediately my text message online chat forums flared up. So what's going on? Is this a joke? Can I keep drinking at the bar tonight? Can my children go to school tomorrow? And it's going to show how fast things can hit the fan. Can you also get 1 Thessalonians 5:3 for when there's peace and safety? I just read in a little bit on top. She was pretty much just chilling. Getting ready to eat. Scrolling through, Instagram, whatever the case may be. And boom. But it says, what exactly is emergency? Utter confusion ensued for the next 6 hours until a dramatic sequence of events led to the end of martial law at 4:30 a.m. So they pretty much, called it back. But point still stands, it was declared, and you saw, the chaos that was erupting. Now it says, this was my first experience of martial law. If this short-lived circus can even be called that, something that until now I had only read about in history books, But even in that short time, I was terrified. And this is why it's important to seek out Yahweh Shema Shah and repent, man. Because chaos is getting ready to erupt. And you do not want to be on the receiving end of these judgments that's getting ready to be unleashed upon this place, man. Which would be by the way of Yahweh Shema Shah. But even in that short time, I was terrified. The experience woke me up once again to the severe, unavoidable reality of Korean division. And I remembered how it can be exploited by leaders to justify repression and control. I'll read this last bit, paragraph right here, and we'll get these scriptures. Now it says, thankfully this time UN antics were curbed, but the martial law fiasco is a testament to both the instability and resilience of South Korean democracy. It is a chilling reminder that the collective trauma of the 20th century dictatorship is not simply history. But now let's get to scriptures. This is Luke 21 and 25. So pretty much going to these end time signs that we would see now take place before our Lord Yahushua will return. And it says, and there should be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, which I made a lesson just yesterday going into the chariot sightings that we are seeing. You've been seeing a lot of sightings, chariots starting to pop up left and right as of late. As we're progressing later in the days, we're seeing a lot more of them. That's another telltale sign, but as we're about to read right here. And upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. And you're seeing that. You're seeing the tensions rising, in the midst of the people. Because you saw a little bit in the TikToks that we just played, the videos where the people, kind of fighting back, resisting them. And there should be signs of the sun and the moon and the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. Also going to 2 Ezra's what is it? I believe 15. Going to that sedition among men, which pretty much going to riot/rebellion. Now it says the sea and the waves roaring, especially dealing with the weather. But now the 2 Ezra 1 through 4, all signs to the point of these end time signs that we would see. And it says, he answered me then, said, measure the time diligently in itself. Now, how do we measure the time that we're in? By the way, these signs and these prophecies. And it says, when thou see a signs pass, which I've told you before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest begin to visit the world which he made, which would be by the way of our Lord Yahweh Shai, verse 3. Main point. And therefore, when it should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Are we not seeing uproars of the people in the world? Distress of nations with perplexity? Come on. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake those things from the days that for thee, even from the beginning. There you go. Now, 2 Ezra 15 to 17, which is really the main point I wanted to get. But it says, verse 15, that says, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Which, what's the modern day sword? The gun. They're doing with these weapons. Verse 16, and it says, for there should be sedition among men. And when you go to that word sedition, going to, riot, / rebellion. See if we can, pull that up for application's sake. It says incitement, insurrection, resistance. Which I guess not showing any other examples, but that's really all we need right there. Yeah, it's fine. Let's continue on. Where should we read that? Let's jump up to 2 Ezra. Once again, this is verse 16. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another, should not regard their kings nor princes. Now, who are those kings and princes? Going to the people in power, people in authority. Now it says, in the course of the action shall stand in their power. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to go into unrighteous decrees. These draconian, like laws and measures. When we go into that word draconian, goes into the word harsh, strict. And going back to this whole situation, this is just an example of what's coming to Babylon the Great. America. And you already see the division and the divide that's taking place over here. So imagine once the devil gets ready to crack down, and tighten that grip. Especially going into these, unrighteous decrees once again, which we'll get right here. is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Now it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievances which they have prescribed." See what the NLT has to say. It said, "What sorrow waits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws." So curfews and make it to where you can't travel, leave your city, your state, especially once they mandate and establish that karagma, that MOTB. But once you go into these unrighteous decrees, you saw they established martial law over there in South Korea, and you saw how the people reacted. You could get many other articles going into it. Let's see. South Korea lifts President martial law decree after the lawmakers reject military role. Let's see. South Korean martial law turmoil sparks international backlash. Then you get the point. Let's get to Revelation 12 and 12. Now it says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens in need that win them. Woe to the inhabitants of the sea. For the devil is coming out unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So very soon this devil's going to crack down, coming down with that great wrath, as is read right here. Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knows his time is running out. And that's why you especially see this devil getting sloppy. Now he's getting revealed and getting caught for certain things that he's been doing. Don't Esau eat him. He's being revealed for who he is. And very soon he's going to say F it and just crack down, man. Because he read within the article, she was just chilling. People were at the bar drinking. Man, and martial law was declared. So it's going to show just how fast things can hit the fan. And this is just dealing with one situation. So, that's the point right there. We're going to make a quick lesson, go into the situation, which I was wanting to speak on it yesterday. But, Spirit jumped on me to go into it today. So, those who will get the point across and you're edified throughout the whole thing, I do and close out and give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.